I have heard you guys loud and clear. You guys want some more budget-friendly cameras on the channel. Well, today, Sony helped me deliver that because we are looking at the ZV-E10. Now, obviously, this is just a Think Tank camera bag in front of me, and this is not retail packaging. I assume that Sony sent me this because, well, one, they had to send me a bunch of stuff all at once to test this camera, and two, it's probably not necessarily ready. Regardless, we have the camera here with a couple accessories and lenses, stuff that will somewhat reflect what comes with the camera. So why don't we have a look? Ooh. They sent it in white. Dang, this thing is small. Holy crap. Okay, for those of you who have watched the Sony ZV-1 video from sometime last year, this is sort of like the big brother version of that camera because it's rocking an APS-C size sensor, which stands for Advanced Photo Type C. And that means that the camera has a larger sensor than most cameras this size. Generally speaking, the larger the sensor, the better your image quality overall. As you can see from this photo, the larger sensor is able to capture more content when standing from the same distance from the subject compared to the content captured by the smaller sensors. Additionally, you get better low light performance and a more shallow depth of field. But okay, I'm gonna talk more about the camera in a second. Let's just see what else comes in the box, or in this package anyway. Looks like Sony sent over, oh, this is the 50 to 1.8 optical or optically stabilized. This doesn't come with the camera, but it'll be a fun lens to test out on this camera because it's actually relatively small. What else is in here? Oh, another lens. Wow, they really. So this lens is the 16 to 50, 3.5 to f5.6. And this is the kit lens that goes with the camera, and it has a power zoom. It's an electronic lens. I'll put this on first because this is potentially what you might buy in a kit with the body. Let's see. Okay, this is Sony's tripod grip mount, which they actually sent with the ZV-1 last time I checked out that camera. And this is just an optional extra. It actually works pretty well. I quite liked it, how it felt in the hand, and it's obviously a tripod as well. Oh, they sent a third lens. This is the, what is this? Oh, okay, yeah, so this is the Zeiss 24mm 1.8 for the E-mount. Again, also a very compact lens. Guys, I have a tiny little camera, 3 lenses, a tripod mount in this tiny Think Tank bag, and I'm not even done unboxing everything yet. The last of 4 lenses, I believe. This one is the 10 to 18 f4, which again, I've never used this lens, but I've heard of it. Surprisingly compact and very lightweight. Okay, we have a little bit more stuff in this top flap. We've got a battery, a Type-C cable, and a charger. Okay, cool. So the battery that goes with this camera is, for those of you who have used Sony cameras, the classic FW50. And if you're like me and you used to use an A7S II, which we did in the studio, this battery is not very good for that camera. But for a smaller, less power hungry, I assume, compact APS-C sensor camera, I'm actually confident, I'm more confident that this battery will do a lot better than it used to do in that camera. And there's a lot of ways around using a small battery like this anyway. So let's get into the camera. You've got the flippy screen that we've seen on the A7S III and many of Sony's cameras at this point, and it is a very welcomed addition. On the top of the camera, we have the pre-installed Dead Cat wind filter, which covers the new 3 capsule mic, which we actually saw on the ZV-1. And it's a welcomed addition because if you don't want the extra bulk of a mic on the top of your camera, you can still be in a windy condition, talk to your camera from this distance, and your audio will still probably be pretty decent and then good enough for a lot of situations. On the top, we also see that there's a zoom rocker on the shutter button. This camera doesn't have an EVF, which is I think what allows them to, I guess, cut the price down, because the price of this camera is $699 for the body or $799 for the kit. Now the pricing is not final, but if that they are aiming for around that range, and that makes this camera right between the ZV-1 and something like the A6400. So I was just looking up the price of the ZV-1 to refresh my memory because I had forgotten how much it cost. That camera was only $750, which is a great value. And this camera is only $699 target pricing. So let's see if it's potentially an even better value. Finishing off the top, it's a pretty simple layout. We've got an on-off switch, the record button, and a settings dial here. You've got photo, video, and slow and quick modes, which just allows you to get to photo, video, and the slow motion modes for video very easily. Sony has taken everything that was good about the ZV-1 and put it into this camera. So we see the focus defocus button, which was on the ZV-1, which just allows you to set your f-stop to the widest possible aperture on the lens and then just blur out your background as it's focused on you. And it's one button, which is right next to the record button, so it's very easy to press. On the rear of the camera, we have a pretty simple layout: menu, function, display, ISO. There's just a control dial here, a play, and a delete button. Very straightforward. On the left of the camera, we've got the I/O. We've got a Type-C port, which allows you to use it as a webcam or for charging, and micro HDMI, which I don't love to see, but this camera is really tiny, so I wouldn't expect them to do anything different. And then a headphone jack. And then on the top of the camera, a little tiny little mic jack. So guys, I'm impressed by the size of this thing physically. I mean, for context, here's the A7S III, and when you look at the top-down view of these two cameras, the grip depth of the A7S III is essentially the depth of this entire camera with this 16-50 lens. And this A7S currently has a 24-70, so it's a very similar range. Let's weigh them and see how much more weight comes in this versus this. So for context, let's weigh the A7S. 1.138 kilograms. And the ZV-E10, 459 grams. What? Really? Am I reading that correctly?
Yeah, I think my lens like
459 grams. Okay, hang on. How much does this lens weigh by itself? 440. This lens, this 24-70 E-mount lens, weighs only a little bit less than this entire camera with a battery. Guys, that's so impressive. This camera might be a lot lighter than the A7S III, but that doesn't mean it's any less capable. So let's put in the SD card. Thank you, Kingston. They just sent over these V90 256 gig cards, which are really nice. You don't necessarily need a card this fast for this camera, but it's always nice to be prepared. I'm gonna actually attach it to this little grip, but I wanna see how it performs just with auto. Okay, now we're looking at the ZV-E10, and if I just held up this charger, oh, it's hunting a little bit. Now, I think the reason for that is just the distance, and this is a zoom lens. It's a bit of the 16-50 is also not a new lens, so it's probably struggling a little bit, but you know what, like this, that's pretty quick. Yeah, I think it's just the distance. It can't actually focus this close. This is probably the minimum. But when it's the right distance, that's impressive. Like that, guys, look at that. That is fast. So that was a good first clip in the studio, but why don't we take this thing outside and test it while actually vlogging? But before that, a word from our sponsor, PIA. PIA is a VPN that allows you to access services and websites as if you were in a different country. It encrypts all of your internet traffic and uses a safe, protected IP. Connect up to 10 devices at once, clients for Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, and Linux. Buy a 1-year plan for $39.95 at the link in the video description. Okay, let's go outside. Okay, so we're outside the office now. I'm just using the built-in mic on the camera with the dead cat on the top, and this is what it looks like. It's on auto. It actually looks like it's switched to a backlit portrait mode right now. And all of the settings are on auto. Here's auto exposure, how quickly it adjusts. That's actually pretty good. I wanna know how this sounds. I hope it sounds okay to you guys. On the little display, it looks like it's doing a pretty good job keeping everything in focus. see how the colors look in general. This is just a standard profile. I'm not using S-Log or anything like that. And it's kind of nice having this control of the lens and the camera. There's Andy. Hi, Andy. And honestly, I could probably vlog with this thing fully extended all day. It's super light. So let me know what you guys think of the audio, because I have no idea what it sounds like yet, and we'll see when we get back inside. It sounds pretty good, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
So I don't know about you guys, but that looked and sounded pretty good to me. And the autofocus was, as expected, very good. And so then you guys might be asking, who is this camera for? And honestly, it's kind of for everyone. Because if you're a beginner and you want an easy to use, high quality camera with good autofocus and a sensible layout, this is a really good option. And if you're a professional and you already own a camera and you need a B camera, or you need something that has professional features like S-Log 3 or slow motion, this is a great option if you want something a lot smaller and that you can travel with. All of these 4 lenses and the body and batteries, and there was still space in that camera bag. So I think Sony has a winner here. They've taken the best of both worlds on their vlogging camera and their APS-C cameras and put it into one at a price point that I think most people can afford when they're trying to take video seriously. So thank you guys for watching. If you have any other cameras you want me to check out, leave it in the comments down below. And what do you think? Would you buy this camera? Is this camera useful to you? Are you an aspiring vlogger who wants something easy to use? Let me know. Don't forget to subscribe.